Hello and a warm welcome to my YouTube station, Smita Sharma, journalist. Today we are going to focus on some worrisome developments in Ireland. Now, this is a country where the Indian diaspora has actually contributed to the economy over the past few decades. They've also contributed to sectors, particularly when it comes to health, education. But unfortunately, they have been facing a spate of attacks over the past few months. And most of these attacks are now being seen as hate crimes targeting the Indian community. Several victims have reported of assaults. There's been cases in Dublin, in Ballymun. Lakhvir Singh, he was reportedly hit on the head with a bottle, which what was seen as an unprovoked attack. There have been cases of a 40-year-old Indian man who was beaten and stripped by a teenage gang. A lot of these assaults are being traced back to teenage gangs. There's a 32-year-old Indian origin entrepreneur as well who was brutally attacked again by teenagers in an incident in Dublin. Now, while the Indian community there has been raising these issues, representatives have also gone and met authorities, including the Deputy Prime Minister Simon Harris. What the authorities have assured and what is translating on the field, there seems to be a gap, and an upset Indian community has also, in fact, called off the India Day celebrations that happens around Independence Day. It's been on since 2015, and it was scheduled to happen this Sunday, but that has been called off. So to try and understand of what really is leading to these spate of attacks and what's the situation and the challenges for the Indian community there, I'm joined here by Mr. Prashant Shukla. He is joining us from Dublin. He's also the chairperson for the Ireland India Council. Mr. Shukla, many thanks for joining us here on the station. If I could begin by asking you, what is the kind of data that we are looking at this point in time, in terms of the number of attacks and over what period are we talking
about? Thank you for having me on your show. If I address your question correctly, so previously, occasionally there is any, the attack or incidents reported and coming to our attention. But since last, actually, I can say 2 months, around 2 or 3 weekly cases, serious attack cases coming in the light. And then there are a number of other cases, which was 2 weeks back a bit high. That was around 2 communications each day. But that now gone to 1 incidence or around 2 or 3 incidents in weeks. So that's a bit improvement, and it is good improvement.
Right. But what is your understanding, Mr. Shukla? You have been in Ireland since when? And what do you think could be a possible flashpoint for these attacks, a trigger that is leading them?
Yes, I'm here since 2002, and Ireland is always a very peaceful, peace-loving people, friendly and welcoming people. Like we have a common saying in India that Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and in Ireland also they say about 100,000 welcome when they meet and greet any visitor or guest. So we have similar family values, culture, and we have a long history of our historical connections with our freedom fighters from both countries. But recently, there is a very good economic growth in Ireland, and that growth brought some multinationals and the number of Indians and other communities. Also, the whole Irish system, some people, the politicians say it is an open gate policy because UK and Ireland, they have a common travel area. So if you are going to United Kingdom and you are an Irish citizen, you don't need a visa. And similarly from UK, there's no such border. If any British citizen wants to travel here, they don't need visa. And similarly, we have about actually 28 counties that is a republic, and about 6 counties that is still a part of the United Kingdom, and that is a porous open border. And from that, there is some sort of, you know, uh, traffic of illegal immigrants or whatever. So the first problem is sometimes Indian perceived as that they are illegal immigrants, but in fact they are not. All are people who are from India living here. They are working. They are very much actually uh, uh, in high-tech jobs or in medicine or in nursing professions. So most are the professionals. And then the sharp rise of extreme left and extreme right ideologies. And they trying to destabilize and attack everywhere in the world where you have a broad or the bright economic area. I can give you example like if you see attack on in the Pahalgam, that was attack on Indian economy, tourism. That's my understanding. And similarly, I'm looking the trend and everything in Ireland that these attacks also uh, Indians are soft target, but these attacks are on and since we raised these issues, uh, now I have very concrete evidence. Last night, whole night, I was receiving the hate calls, and thank God, actually, my phone system only receive or ring between 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. After that, every message goes to the voice message. So the people was actually making phone calls uh, from abroad, not from Ireland. And these are, you know, the just to targeting or slurs or racial abuse. So there's a clear trend that this is organized somewhere else. And they are just actually trying to destabilize the Irish economy.
So a lot of these cases, they are being traced, whether it was the case of the Indian origin person who was working with Amazon, who was attacked by almost 6 teenagers. What do we know about this teenage assault gang? What are the police saying in terms of the investigations?
We had a meeting with Tonesta a few days back, and I was told that the investigation is on, and they are making all efforts to investigate and put it full force of law. But incidentally or interestingly, the problem is actually the laws on the particularly children or young youth are not as strong as they should be. And that's the problem. Actually, there's a kind of, even I can say, these people who attacks not even represent 1% of Irish population, but they are open and committing these crimes. So the best course of action is that there should be some penalty on the parents of these children or young youth, and there should be some sort of a rehabilitation. Even I wrote to the government that they should consider for the psychological profiling of these individuals, because unprovoked, no one can actually attack anyone where there's no relation, there's no conflict, nothing. Unprovoked attacks. There's some sort of actually, I see they are not stable what they are doing and how they can do these gruesome actually crimes or attack or violence.
I mean, it was horrifying to hear that even a 6-year-old kid, her parents are in the nursing sector. I think her mom is a nurse, and the 6-year-old kid also had to face racial slurs and was attacked by people in the neighborhood. Uh, no arrests at all so far as the police is concerned. Are they treating every case as a hate crime, or are some being looked upon as a law and order issue, as a local crime case?
We also wrote to the government and we got assurance, even it is public assurance, that these cases will be treated as a hate crime. It is a some statements even from Garda Shikona, that is the police force.
Right. Sir, I do understand that, of course, the president has also put out a statement, and, we have seen statements being made by the Irish ambassador in New Delhi. He wrote an article saying that these attacks are actually an attack against Irish culture. You personally met, of course, Mr. Simon Harris as well. The president yesterday put out a statement, and we have the statement by President Higgins himself, and I'm just going to play out that statement for our viewers. What is the way forward here? You've cancelled off the India Day celebrations. Is there a lot of tension within the community? How are you guarding the community? What's the response from the Indian embassy and the ambassador? Are they being helpful in terms of reaching out to the community and making sure that there is enough pressure put on the Irish authorities?
Yes, actually, our both governments are very closely working on this, and I think India is very closely monitoring the situation. And our both ambassadors, Indian ambassador here, His Excellency Akhilesh Mishra ji, or the Irish ambassador, His Excellency Mr. Kevin Kelly, they have, the extremely friendly coordination between at the leadership level, that the deputy prime minister himself actually very much monitoring the situation and making all efforts that our relation should not be tarnished because of the act of just handful of people. But still, because these elements are there, they are easily influenced by the social media, false perceptions, propaganda, and that need to be actually tackled. And everyone actually in seriously condemning this, and they are looking forward to find solutions and improve the situation. And you mentioned about the cancellation of the India Day. We cancelled India Day because of not the fear at the event, but we had these hate mongers, and they could actually create some perception. And out of that, if any person get attacked, it is a failure of our event, because India Day symbolizes for Irish Indian friendship, celebration of freedom, celebration of independence. So if that's actually not achieving, we think it is the right decision. We did consulted everyone. And yes, we took that opportunity when we had a meeting with Anasta Deputy Prime Minister, because our worry was that we need to inform our actually thousands of people, sometimes people coming from India, sometimes people coming from different parts of the Europe. So our main attention is that we have to reach out to everyone that the India Day this year is postponed. We may do it sometimes later in this year or early next year, but India Day is postponed, and we want to reach out each and everyone because it is a free event. So whosoever registered, we sent out the emails, communication, but we are using wider media to inform all our participants or the guests who come and attend this event.
So just a final question. I mean, you've been there for more than 2 decades, and these unfortunate incidents have happened. There is also, as you mentioned, there is politics, there's anti-immigrant wave, sentiments, plus a lot of misleading and organized. Amid all of this, for the community, are there people who are considering leaving Ireland, coming back? I believe, there are fresh incidents that are being reported. Is there a sense that, some of the community members should actually come back, and because they have definitely contributed to the Irish economy and to the Irish society over the past few decades?
Yes, we even actually this morning I received a message from one individual whom I know personally, and he was living actually just in the county where I live. And this morning he actually shocking information that he left the country because he was actually treated unfairly, which is, I'm very sorry that that happened. But the number of other discussions and communications we have seen that some of the nurses, they are considering that it may not be safe to raising their families. And we also got the information that the person actually who got attacked 2 days back, he is also considering to return back to India. So this is worrying situation, but we are confident that Ireland has a capacity to deal with it because everyone's intentions are at the right place. So these handful of people will not defeat the Irish will.
Okay, let's hope so that the authorities also get their act right and they nab the ones who are assaulting. They try and treat the problems as far as the children and teenagers are concerned who are part of those assault gangs. And meanwhile, we can only hope that the community remains safe. Many thanks for speaking to us, Mr. Prashant Shukla, the chairperson of the Ireland India Council, joining us there from Dublin.
Thank you so much, Smita ji, for having me. Thank you.
And that's all that we have for in this edition of the show. Thanks for joining.